Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to PixARK. How are you guys doing? Hope we're all very well. Castle Rifts is coming along. I got the roof of the tower over there. I really wish I could zoom in better than just scanning stuff. I got the tower up there, the Mage's Tower, looking about as good as I think it's gonna get. There's still a couple of issues with the roofs. There are a couple of roof blocks that are not quite centered on the block. And so you can't really see it from this distance, but when you get up close, the inside corner roof blocks are just a little bit wonky. And there's some stuff that still needs to be worked out with those. But I think it's looking pretty nice these days. It's looking not bad. It's looking very, very blue. Hence the paintbrush in my inventory. I was thinking maybe we could do something about that. But enough of that. You weren't here to talk about blue towers. You guys are here to talk about other stuff. And for a start, I've been back to the Golden Ruin, which we raided in the last episode briefly, just to see what else was in there. And to be honest, there's not a whole lot. The loot in the majority of the chests in that ruin is more or less the same as the ones you saw me open in that video. But there are a couple of exceptions. The first of which is that right at the bottom of the pyramid and in a kind of secret antechamber, there is a mummy king, which you can fight, which is kind of the overall boss of the temple, and I decided to fight him in the cheesiest way possible by punching him with an ice spear through the door, because his hitbox comes out of the door, but then he can't actually hit you through that door, and there's like a series of traps and stuff to get there, so it's a little bit of a hectic fight, but I hit that guy doing 35 damage at a time with my ice spear for about half an hour before he finally kicked and I was able to get into that room and check out what the treasure was. And you know what I got in that treasure chest? 48 soil privilege certificates and a thunder totem. So that was an absolute shambles of a loot chest. I mean, the thunder totem, very well, fine. That's something I haven't really seen much of in this game yet, so we will take a look at that. But 48 privilege certificates. Are you kidding me, game? Seriously, I don't think the Mummy King even actually dropped any loot of his own, which was terrible. But but nevertheless, I even came away with something even better than all of that. I have myself a Master Wand now, and not just any Master Wand, an Apprentice Master Wand, which is a very strange... To be honest, I got an Apprentice Wand at one point. That was my favorite thing in the entire world at that point. But now we have a Master Wand, and you can do some stuff with this. I've already tested it out a little bit off camera just to see if this was anything worth sharing with you guys, and let me tell you it is. So let me grab some of the essences we've got in here, because this thing... Oh, this thing is such an upgrade compared to the Apprentice Wand in terms of the damage you can do. Let's do a little bit of testing, shall we? This is Windstone Essence, which I tested out briefly. Let's try this on this Theo, shall we? Bam! Instantly. And a tornado that stays there and probably does area of effect damage for a couple of seconds afterwards. This is just weapons grade now compared to what we had with the Apprentice one before that was doing maybe like 50 damage at a time. And obviously like the elements kind of count against certain things a little bit more than they would otherwise. So like if you've got something that is weak to thunder element, then obviously casting thunder magic on it is going to be better. I also have a bone wand, by the way. Got a couple of bone wands from the temple. That one, I think, is a journeyman one, so slightly better. Better at harvesting resources, ever so slightly faster at that. Thunder Essence, though. Shapow! Lightning strikes from a distance. Hammer of Dawn style. Not quite as effective as the Wind one, but the Wind one did say it was going to... Get the Ice Spear out here. The Wind one did say it was going to cause a little bit more damage, so that is to be expected, I suppose. The Thunder Magic, not quite as effective. Water Magic, though, let's see how this does. I'm excited about this. This is actually magic doing some serious work here. Let's try on these hapless dodos. Boom! That freaking exploded a dodo. Are you kidding me? Oh, yes. This is the stuff I've been wanting for basically the entire game. And to be honest, the step up between the Apprentice Wand and the Master Wand is ludicrous. Like, how much... how much of a step up? There needs to be some kind of, like, intermediate wand somewhere. Because the Bone Wand does very little damage at all to anything aside from blocks. And this thing is just incredible. Like, I got this, to be honest, I think you can actually craft these yourself, but you have to be level 70 I think, in order to make it. Where's magic? We're in magic skills. Where is the master wand at? Master wand. Oh, you have to be level 60. Okay, so that's still pretty far along, right? And you need a ton of stuff to get it. You need a Pegasus horn. I haven't even fought a Pegasus yet. But this is just another level, and I found this as loot in that temple. Now, Firestone essence, my friends. Firestones. We are going to absolutely wreck everything's day with this. Look at that. 2,000 damage to a dodo. My ice spear does like 400 to a dodo. This is a whole nother level. I'm absolutely determined to go and wreck one of the ice fortresses. In fact, let's grab a pteranodon and let's go and try that now. Welcome to the ice palaces, my friends. And this this is kind of giving my castle a run for its money, to tell you the truth. I have castle envy right about now, but that is why I am coming in here to mess up some ice bears. Get destroyed! Oh, wow, that's doing a lot of damage to that ice bear, and I think he's even on fire. Oh, my goodness. And it seems to have some kind of, like, pushing effect. Hello, is that a werewolf in there? Are you a werewolf or are you an ice bear? Oh, you're a werewolf. Well, prepare to set on fire. Receive fire. And, oh, wow, that's doing a ton of damage. Comparatively speaking, ice spear does not do a whole lot of damage to these guys, but I don't mind anymore. I don't mind. I have myself some much better, some literal firepower now. Hi! Hi, werewolf. They can't get out these doors. I kind of cheese them from over here when I can. But man, even not bullseyeing this thing, it is doing a ton of damage. And obviously, like, this is going through... Oh, gosh, I'm on fire myself now. That's a problem. Oh, I was not expecting to be on fire at this stage. Help! Okay. You guys know the saying about playing with fire. Hi there, werewolves. Get wrecked. This is going to be absolutely incredible, and it does lasting damage to them. That's so good. So good. Burn damage. Okay, well, let's not be too hasty about raiding this place, but it seems like we can do some pretty serious damage at this point. Okay, let's be real. That actually took quite a while to take care of that werewolf. So that was not particularly easy. Not the kind of thing that you can necessarily spam to save yourself in a fight, especially considering that I set myself on fire a bunch of times during that. But that at least gives us a little bit more opportunity to sneak into these ruins, clean up, and maybe grab a little bit of extra loot. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, my friends. Right, well, we're not going to spend the entire day doing this, much as I would love to, because ruin after ruin after ruin, there is so much stuff that we've kind of glossed over a little bit. And in today's episode, I wanted to start off with some of this exciting stuff up top, but then I wanted to do something even more exciting, which is to go around taming some stuff. Because there is clearly, as we saw from the Quetzal, who was around here a second ago and seems to have mysteriously vanished since then, there are a bunch of dinosaurs out there in the world which could be very, very useful to us. And there are some which I've skipped over in the progression of these things, which, I don't know, I feel like we could benefit from at least taking a look at. So I'm going to go through a few things. I'm going to go to one of these grasslands. I'm going to find myself a Doedicurus. So I'm going to tame that. We're going to go back to the swamp where we can now defend ourselves against the Sarcos and all kinds of nasty stuff using our magic wand, and I'm going to tame a few things over there. And we're going to bring them back to the castle, kind of see what they can do, and maybe we'll start taming some slightly more exotic stuff later. And here is a likely Doedicurus for us to tame. Hi there, friends! You like truffles? Oh, you do like truffles. Excellent stuff. Yeah, these guys are definitely the passive kind, but very, very tameable. And look at that tail. Oh my gosh. Tails rivaled only by the sauropods, wherever the heck they are, hopefully staying away for the time being. Although now I'm level 70, I can even tame a sauropod. I have no idea what it takes to tame one of those things, but they're out here. They're out here, and they are looking tameable now. I wonder how many truffles you have to feed one of those. Or maybe they take meat instead? I don't know. Need to check this out, but first things first, we got one of these adorable little guys. We've got to keep the onyx away from it. I've been having so much trouble with those guys, just trying to tame little stuff like pteranodons and so forth. Sauropod, wreck his day. Get him. That's the wrong fight to pick right there. Yeah, staying well away, I'm sure. The plan, ultimately, would be to get an entire kind of, like an entire room's worth of those PixBlock containers, and just fill it up with every single one of these things, and just have them all on display like that. That would be incredible, considering that there is a tame cap, which I think you can actually adjust in the settings, but I haven't really looked into how to do that for myself. I figure it's a sensible thing to learn, is that there's a tame cap in terms of just making sure you don't have too many dinos out there. Oh, and while I'm here, some very eligible pteranodons keep showing up. Hello, you. All right, let's get the bow on the bar. Apparently, the bow does slightly better in terms of inflicting torpidity on stuff than the crossbow does. The crossbow is kind of designed for damage, whereas the bow is good for knocking stuff out. And I haven't really seen much evidence to suggest that one way or the other, but I figure, you know, may as well stick to that stuff, and it's worth carrying the bow around me anyway, because it's a lighter weapon than the crossbow. Do you want another truffle yet? Please give me let me feed you another truffle. These things take a little while to get hungry. Apparently they've got a decent diet of their own out here. Oh, there's another one over there. Is this one a higher level? No, it's level 14. Okay, level 24 is the highest I found. I did find one in the grasslands over there as I was flying back, but it was only a level 2, so I figured the higher level the better generally. And the problem with these herbivore tames, as opposed to like knockout tames, is that you have to follow them around the entire time. Like that pteranodon, I'm just leaving him to tame over there, but this thing I've got to follow it around, I've got to bring it food whenever it wants. It's like being a waiter or something. But I have plenty of opportunity to wait, and I think the wait for the next truffle is going to be a little bit shorter than it was for that first one. And there we go, the Doedicurus is ours. And I have thought of a name for this one. This one is going to be named Wrecking Ball. Because Doedicurus have a pretty useful and very special skill, which I can't show you yet because I need a saddle for this one. Right, converting to a pix block it is. Let's take you back to the castle, and oh, I really need to eat. Been so concerned with feeding this thing that I need to feed myself now. Let's check on the progress of this pteranodon before we make our way back over there. How you doing over here? You doing all right? Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. Okay, well, let's save some of the other pteranodons in the area from the menace of Zubats, and let's head back to the castle to show you what this thing can do. And I happen to have a Doedicurus saddle that I managed to grab from one of the ruins. I think it was probably one of the coyote ruins I got this thing from. Now, for the field test, we're actually going to head over to the swamp because I want somewhere that has clay. And by the way, I'm actually in the process of building a kind of land bridge over to the swamp, learning a little bit about building underwater, i.e. that you can't, for some reason in this game, it doesn't let you place blocks or use certain items underwater, which kind of sucks, and I kind of hope they change that, because there is definitely scope for some pretty cool underwater bases, and maybe that's not something they want you to attempt in this game, but it is something I wish to attempt nonetheless, so maybe it might be worth implementing something like that when they get around to it. Anyway, not to worry. In the meantime, we are going to test out our friend the Doedicurus here. Wrecking Ball. Oh, look at you rolling on your belly. So cute. Well, rolling on your back so I can pet the belly. But now let's saddle you up, because what we are going to find about this thing is that they are absolutely brilliant at demolishing stuff. Because if you right-click with them, they do a roll, and that takes out dirt and it takes out clay. I don't think it's all that effective against rock, even though it is collecting a little bit. They tend to get a little stuck, and then they run out of stamina. But this is absolutely perfect for collecting clay, and I think collecting clay is probably going to be a pretty good occupation for this one, because clay is actually really useful, but sometimes quite hard to come across in large numbers unless you've got a drill. But this thing, as an early game tame, before you get the drill, just holding down the right click button and being able to harvest a ton of clay will make things an awful lot easier. Obviously we're a little bit past that stage right now, but I like having a wrecking ball on our crew. I like that a lot, and with that tail as well, also not a bad defender. Not a bad defender at all. But as far as a Doedicurus road test goes, I'd say that is pretty successful stuff. Alright, well, I'm gonna use the other pix block machine we have in this opposite corner over here to store this one. We've already got a couple of compies in here called Mishka and Jaja, who I tamed a little while ago just as a test, because I figured out that the only way you could tame a compy is with a slingshot. Otherwise, anything more than that does a ton of damage to them. But yes, now we have Wrecking Ball on the crew. Exciting times. We are going to have a lot of fun with a Doedicurus on our team. So, once again, a little bit of time has passed since that last clip, and I have made a little bit more progress. For a start, I decided that my castle over here needed a bit of a village to go with it, so I ended up starting on a design for a house, and you guys will notice this. This is the closest I've been able to get to bushes so far in this game that aren't naturally generated by PixARK, and this right here is a hay bale, or a thatch wall, I guess. It's actually a thatch wall painted green. And you might be wondering how you get green dye when there aren't green berries. The answer to that is algae. If you grab a bunch of algae from the ocean floor, or sort of nearby kind of ocean slope cliffs coming down into the ocean, you'll be able to make green dye in a dye workstation. And so far, this is about the best attempt I've had. The only problem is you can't really rotate them or anything like that, so I couldn't put stuff like this in the ground to resemble different types of grass or anything like that. And of course, the central part looks very wooden. But the outside, like that, if you don't look too closely, actually looks a lot like the kind of bush you'd make out of leaves in Minecraft. So that's what I figured I would go with. And the rest of this, basically just an excuse for me to break out the thatch roofs, because I figured now that you can have thatch roof, that's one of the things I feel like is missing from Minecraft and other blocky type of games, is any kind of thatch thing. Like, you can make a roof out of hay bales in Minecraft, but it doesn't look much like a thatch cottage roof that you would find in the real world. Whereas this, I'm actually pretty happy with so far, and I've been working on the structure of it, but obviously you need to gather materials pretty much constantly because you're always running out of stuff, and it's worth a go. It's worth a go. It's taking time. It's taking its time and making small progress on it, a little piece at a time. I'm not trying to build the entire thing in one go. So at level 71 right now, there's a bunch of other stuff we can get into in terms of industrial skills, and I think we're opening up a little bit more of the magic stuff over here. I have managed to, I've unlocked Mega Rock Dragon Saddle. I've not even seen a Mega Rock Dragon. I know not what a Mega Rock Dragon is, but maybe we will get to that at some point. I've also found, is it not in here? Is it in Metallurgy? It must be in Metallurgy. The Volcanic stuff has actually started to open up. And Volcanic Rock Wall, despite the fact that the description still says it's wood wall because it's copy-pasted from the wood wall stuff, Volcanic Rock Wall is another decent castle building block. Think of it like nether brick, I suppose, in terms of the palette it has. And I was kind of hoping that it would be a decent contrast with the brick in the castle, but for the most part it just sort of looks the same but a different color, and it's just making the castle darker, which is not entirely what I want. So I'm still holding out for a hope that we can maybe find some gray berries around somewhere, so I can make gray paint and paint this a slightly lighter shade of gray, because white is just too white for me. It's not cutting the mustard as far as I'm concerned. The rest of the castle though is moving on, and I want to work on some more stuff in terms of the industrial side of things. So what I've decided to do is dig out a cellar underneath the entire castle. It's not necessarily going to be like, it's going to be an offshoot of the wine cellar. The wine cellar is going to be just one part of it, and we're going to put a bunch of our industrial stuff down there, because if we go into industrial skills, you'll see somewhere around here we have an industrial smelter, and I need to get started on this stuff because we need to make steel, and steel is used to make a steel bone sword and steel bone gear, which is the best, as far as I'm aware, the best armor in the game, except maybe that armadillo armor, the kind of lava armor, but you do have to get a whole bunch of stuff for that. However, in going back through the ice castle and doing a little bit more of that stuff off camera, I can't remember if I'm wearing it right now. I think I am. I managed to get myself some steel bone armor just from a drop. I think it was from an ice elemental, and this is incredible. The armor rating on this, like, compare it to the primitive iron bone that I made myself. That has an armor rating of 8. This has an armor rating of 28. So my armor goes up to 50 by wearing this and my other stuff, not even counting the iron spring boots. So that's crazy. Like, it's it's a huge step up, and will hopefully mean that if we make ourselves a full set of this, we can become very, very well protected against the scary stuff that is out there. Your T-Rexes, your Golden Realm enemies, that kind of thing. Now, I did want to head over to the Golden Realm again for a very specific quest, because somebody in the comments has let me know that magic arrows work better on RGs than regular sleepy arrows, because supposedly they are considered magic things. I always thought because they're in regular Ark, I just kind of assumed that anything that is in regular Ark is a normal thing, and anything that they've added for PixARK is not a normal thing, is a kind of PixARK only creation. But and that stuff is going to be the magic stuff. But I'm going to take one of my burner pteranodons over there. If I have a pteranodon saddle in any of these boxes, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, I have a few of them here. Let's get out one of the primitive ones just in case, because I have a feeling the Pteranodon is not going to last this particular journey, and I don't want to take any of my favorites over there right now. But I want to track myself down in Argentavis, and we will try to tame it using magic sleepy arrows. So I'm going to put that on the bar, and hopefully we'll be able to do this. And I reckon the best place to do that is probably going to be over here at the Golden Realm temples, mainly because if I get off here... Oh, I'm stuck. Maybe the Pteranodon's going to have to let me off a little bit higher, but if I get off there, then the Pteranodon is going to be relatively sheltered. Oh, gosh. Okay, there are ghost dragons here. All right, well, maybe next to a dark forest might not have been a best idea. You know, that is actually the first time I've seen a ghost dragon in this game, and I don't want it to be the last, so I'll probably get away if I can. Yeah, there we go. Get him out of harm's way. Maybe you should head over to the other temple that's slightly further away from the dark forest, because there do appear to be a couple of Argentavis in the area, and I do not want to tangle with ghost dragons just yet, folks. They are supposed to be one of the better tames. They're the things that are kind of the end game. They do the most damage and whatnot, but I'm scared of them right now. I want to stay away from those if I can. This is regular grass. This is what grass looks like in Golden Realms. I'm still... Oh, hi! Hi there! See, told you the Pteranodon would probably not last. Hey, get sleepified. Get sleepified. Come on. Come on, we can do this. Draw back and let fly. Or perhaps live and let live if this Pteranodon is getting its way with the Argentavis. Oh, you're getting out of bow shot range now. Come on. Get down here. Hey. Hey. Yep, Pteranodon got killed. That means the RG is on its way back down. Can I get it in the eye a couple of times? I reckon we can probably take a shot now. Come on. Come on down. Are you falling like that because you're unconscious? Or are you falling like that because you are trying to make your way down safely? There we go. You're probably low on... Okay. Can we knock you out from here? Can I get one of those in your wing? That's right. That's right. Get knocked out. Come on. Come on. Just a couple more arrows. We can take you. This is the cheesiest thing. I swear. I've got to keep my eyes out just in case a big Rex is on the way. They're around it. Yep, there's one over there. Okay. Might have to back off into the temple. Oh, we beat it. What? So much for magic arrows, guys. That's one RG down. Oh, and a T-Rex over there. I kind of want to see if I can get that to sleep from the top of the pyramid up here. Maybe I have a better shot at the RGs that way. But man, if we tame an Argentavis, we'll be able to ride it home instead of the Pteranodon. And there's a fairy dragon over there as well. Okay. What do you reckon we have a chance against the T-Rex, guys? Do you reckon we have a chance? That would be pretty cool if we did. Okay, right. I'm going to load up a crossbow with sleepy arrows. Going to assume that the sleepy arrows are going to be a better weapon in this case against the T-Rex. The mighty T-Rex. It's a female, level 51. Come on, I reckon we can we can aggro it from here. Because I'm level 70 now. I should be able to get a T-Rex saddle made. Hi. Hi, friend. Oh, boy, you're big. Oh, boy. You're big, but you can't get up here. Oh, this is the perfect arena. The perfect place to try and take you out. Come on, Rexy. That's right, lay down. Man, this is taking a while. I wonder if there's a dino that we could do this with better somehow. Yep, looks like that one's running. Oh, but it's coming back. It's coming in for round 2. I will absolutely pepper you with sleepy arrows if I can. Hi. Hi there. Oh, you're having another go, are you? Aim for the head, maybe? I don't think headshots make a huge amount of difference in this game when it comes to sleepy arrows, but I will give it a try if I possibly can. Oh, please don't tell me there's a way up. If it's pathfinding to me from over there, that would not be good. Hey, come over here. Come over here and get stunned. Man, that thing has so many sleepy arrows in the middle of its face. And this is not working out for me so far. I think we've lost her. I think we've lost Rexy. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. She wandered off just a little bit too far. She's kind of gone out of render distance now. Man, I fully expect to be completely completely blindsided by one of those when I walk into the Golden Realm at some point. But we have not yet completed our goal of taming an Argy. And if magic arrows don't work, how are we going to do this? Well, that didn't go so well. For a number of reasons. First of all, Argentavis ended up killing me. Second of all, when I was flying back here on another Pteranodon to try and reclaim my stuff, I ran into a problem around the frozen biome where the world wouldn't load. And so I decided to quit the game and maybe reload to see if I could come back here and reclaim my stuff. But when I reloaded the game, my death waypoint was gone. And I figured maybe I'd just head over here to the Golden Realm and check if my stuff was lying around on the ground somewhere, because I'm pretty sure I died right outside of this pyramid, but sadly, it looks like all of the stuff I was carrying at the time of my death has despawned. So the only stuff I have left is what's in my hotbar, which includes my tools, minus the ice spear. The ice spear that I've had with me for so long. Gonna have to make another one of those. I've still got my master one, thankfully. Still got both of my bows, but I don't really have a great deal of ammunition for them. And it looks like we're gonna have to rebuild a lot of what I had in my inventory from scratch. I'm gonna take a look back through the footage and see what I had on me at the time of my death, just to make sure I don't miss out on anything. But this is really the first major loss like this we've suffered. This is the first time that my entire inventory has had to be despawned like that, and that kind of sucks. That's not exactly how I wanted this episode to end, but it is going to have to end because I need to get this episode out to you guys and carry on doing some stuff. So when we come back, I will probably end up having restored a little bit of my inventory through whatever I can scrounge up from the resources I have at the castle, and then hopefully we should be able to continue from there and maybe start the industrial smelting stuff in the next episode. But I'm going to call it there for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of PixARK. My name has been Pixlriffs. Leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.